Welcome to Agent from Within, the podcast that helps agents get out of their own way, listens to regular agent stories, not just all the top producers. Yes, we'll have top producers, but it's also a fully designed coaching system built here for you to get coaching, be inspired, be connected, but most of all, get yourself out of your own way. There's a whole lot more than just making a ton of money as an agent. If you don't know how to build a business to serve your life, you're gonna run around with your chasing your tail, feast and famine. Guess what, guys? Let's build a business with purpose. Agent from Within is here to serve. Cheers. Okay, we are live. Here we go. Okay, so let's give it a second. We are now starting the 4-hour podcast marathon. The podcast is Agent from Within. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I decided to do this is I just wanted to get a new message out. I'm a real estate coach. I'm a business coach, a human development coach, kind of mixed all together. And what I'm realizing in the industry so much is that there's so many issues that are really plaguing real estate agents, even though we see all these big time agents have this all the airtime. Yeah, sold 1 million houses. And then it has this weird side effect where most of the agents just feel like a non-connected to reality. And then when they struggle, it's almost like, does anybody struggle? And it's almost like a lonely business. I work with so many people, and when they get themselves out of their own way, it's like their business pops. And I'm like, where is this conversation happening? So this is what we're doing, is we're meeting people, good human beings. There's been over 50 people that have applied to be on the show. We've got, I don't know how many, 5 or 6 today. And the reason why we pick these people is because they've got some stories. They've got real life experience in real estate. We don't need to judge everyone by how great their accomplishments are, because sometimes maybe they just want to be a mom with their kids and bang out 10 deals. And for some reason, that conversation doesn't happen, or whatever the story is. I have no problem being number one overall, but I just want to say there's a lot of airtime going to these guys. And I just want to connect with regular agents in their world and have real conversations. So that's what we're doing today. We're focusing on 3 topics for the next 4 hours with a bunch of different real estate agents. And today we have, 3 topics is the cost of burnout, busy agents without systems, and new agent struggles. These are 3 topics I think are worth hearing about, and the regular agents out there are going to hear, even the top agents need to hear this kind of stuff. Ashley, I want to say thank you so much for jumping on the show with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Ben.
Why don't you introduce yourself? I know we've got a kind of a cool tag thing happening on our screen. Where are you from? How long you in the business? And a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, originally from Kenai, Alaska. Been in Scottsdale, Arizona, almost 2 years now. So been in real estate, about 2 years.
Did you sell real estate in Alaska?
I had my license, but we actually have a construction company, so I didn't use it a whole lot.
Gotcha. Because I was thinking bear spray might be part of the actual tools if you're a real estate agent in Alaska. It's almost like prejudging people. I have no clue what I'm talking about. Maybe I've insulted you within 3 seconds. I'm sorry. So here's the question, Ashley. So you've been an agent for 2 years, you said, right?
Yep.
Why don't you, which category do you think you would really want to fall into? Where would you want to talk about busy agent, cost of burnout, or new agent struggles? Where do you think you'd like to share?
Definitely more with the burnout side.
Cool. Let's talk about it. Why burnout? What's going on? So the reason why we're talking burnout is because I think there's these really big issues in real estate that nobody's tackling that actually costs the real estate agent hundreds of thousands of dollars, relationships, and takes people out. We hear about grind it out, work hard. But the thing is, that works really well while you're working really well because you're making sales. But when you're burning out, it's like that long stretch of time to recover. You could have just not hustled so hard and got the same results and maybe lived the life. So this is why. So tell me about your story. How do you connect with burnout? What happened? What's the story? How did you lead up to it?
Yeah, just as you know, it's different than the 9 to 5. And so we think, okay, 7 days a week, 10, 12-hour days to make this work. Otherwise, we won't be successful. But then you're neglecting your health and like you said, your relationships. And so the other important factors start to slip.
Yeah, so when you started as an agent, what was the mindset? Like, you're like, okay, let's go, right? Like, tell me what happened and how you ran into this new truth about maybe we need to take care of ourselves. What happened there?
Yeah, just working every day and just not like even the fun side of life, like all of that goes out the door because you think you're not going to make it otherwise.
So there's that feeling when you become an agent. It's like what's that feeling like when you become an agent and all of a sudden it's all on you?
Yeah, commission. It's scary. Yeah. What
were you told? Like, let's just play this game. What were we thinking when we became an agent by looking at the industry from the outside looking in? What was the expectations? Did it match what you got? And what was it?
Yeah, I didn't think it would be as hard, just like living somewhere brand new. I didn't know anyone here. And so just trying to get your name out there. Just trying to build that way.
So were you told that you just grind and grind and grind, and that's the beginning? Like who is the voices in your life when you started?
I didn't really know many people in real estate. So just listening to things like podcasts and books and other agents, it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so you went to a brokerage. Was there help at the brokerage?
Yes, they're awesome.
Okay, so you've got a great brokerage. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What makes a great brokerage? Great question for your perspective coming in. And what's a great brokerage to you?
24-hour support. Everybody, it's kind of like a family atmosphere. Everybody helps everybody. I was new and people are like, hey, you haven't done an open house yet. Like, come sit this with me,
How nice.
Yeah, having a mentor to be able to call, having a broker available all the time to answer questions, and just good people, really good people to be around.
That's so awesome. Ashley, I'm seeing so many people switch brokerages all the time. And
yes.
Personally, I think that's why I'm going to do a marathon one of these days on people that changed brokerages and did not get what they wanted from the change.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to start tackling some of these things. So I've got your questionnaire here, and I'm just going to read from it. What does the cost you personally and professionally? What does burnout cost you? I'll read your words. Mm-hmm. You said professionally, it cost me to pay less attention to detail. This is really interesting because you laid out so well. I'm sure I have had some people fall through the cracks that I could have helped. Personally, it cost me time away from my family and friends. It causes you to slack on taking care of your physicality and I barely know how to read, just bear with me. It causes you to slack on taking care of yourself physically and mentally. You have to make exercise a priority and let that slide from time to time So I'm looking at this lack of detail, you're missing deals, cost you family and friends and your physical health. This is why we're talking about this. Yeah. I love how you laid it out in all those little details because burnout is just like, oh yeah, burnout. No, like you wake up and you have a lead show up and you're like, I'm too tired.
Right.
Or, it's like you lose that excitement of the business, and that's the energy game. And so can you so I'm just trying to think here, if you were to give someone advice, like really detailed advice, like what kind of advice could you give someone that is in the game, they're hustling, and you can say, hey, I know where this guy's going. He's not taking time for himself. He's on his phone every second of every day. There's no boundaries. What would you tell this guy?
That your business is still going to be there after you make yourself a priority first.
And
do the gym, do things that make you happy, that you enjoy, get outside, just take more time for you.
And so what if he says, I have no time? What do you say? I have no time. I got to sell. I got to people are funny, Ashley. You can tell people the right answer and they don't listen, right?
That's true.
So how would you convince them? Be like, hey, look, take time for yourself. Like, what does that even mean? Like people might not even know what that means, right?
Yeah. You get away from the things that you enjoy doing, which kind of resets you. And so maybe look at your schedule and see, hey, where am I getting up? When do I go to bed? Where can I sneak in 30 minutes for the gym? Instead of grabbing fast food, where's a healthier fast food place I can swing through? Just little things. Yeah. Get your water in.
So how did you come? Are you in a place where you're feeling burnt out now, or have you come back from burnout?
I feel like I've been doing the roller coaster. So just trying to make what I'm talking about more of a priority for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is that going for you?
Better.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah. I know what to do to fix it. And so it's just about doing those little things.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that's become a priority, right?
Correct. Yes.
It's funny. I had a mentor for years, and his famous line was, "When the pain is enough, we change."
Yeah.
And so that's why some people some people will hear this, but later on they'll be like, "Oh, I know what Ashley's talking about now," once they get their ass kicked. It's just one of those things, right? So sometimes people are ready when the teachers, when you need a teacher, it appears, or whatever that slogan is. It's like, that's why this is cool, because we're going to record this, put it onto the airways, and it'll be there forever. And we had an episode, and it will be a conversation that can maybe even know there's someone out there that's struggling with burnout, and now is making it a priority, and they can relate. So I said, if you have a question, you can ask me. Here's a question you asked me. You said, where's this? Let's see here. Where's the question? You asked me this: with only knowing a little about Ben, what? See, I told you, I'm literally like half. I see words backwards. You got to bear with me.
Coffee, Ben.
When I say be yourself, I literally say be yourself. Like, you have to own every bit of flaws. Perfection is not real. And that's why I can stumble over words. And it is literally part of what happens every day for me. I would ask what he does to stand out. There's so many realtors. What does he do that is different? Also, what are your favorite ways to prospect and meet new people to help? So if you want, I can share some of this stuff, but I'll go a little bit deeper. Because techniques is on Google. So we could Google it and say, like, I actually have done this. I've been on stage a bunch of times, and I like saying, okay, everyone pull out their phones. Let's Google real estate agent marketing strategies and techniques, or whatever I pick at the time. And I'm like, how many pages do you see? And they're like, 600 million pages of advice.
Yes.
And I'm like, and so I said, are you sure you want to ask me that question? Because Google's got me beat hands down by all the answers. You really want that question of like, so I go a little deeper. So I go into the human psyche, because here's the thing. How do you stand out? So when we think of that, what are we thinking about? What's the picture in your head? Stand out. Let's just play this game with me here. What's the picture?
Separating yourself from every other agent.
So what do we see typically? What are some of the typical things we see?
Oh gosh. Different types of marketing videos, different ways to get your information out there. There's so many.
So video, there's mail, there's logos. You could wrap your car. You could run around with a loud horn on every corner saying, I'm an agent.
Right.
I think standing out, it's funny because we always think externally. The visual is what we're focusing on. Yes. And I think that's the mistake, because you're going to get lost. It's almost like competing. Let's change the game. Like, look, how do we compete against everyone out there doing a visual representation of their brand?
Right.
Do you know what? So what I like to say is my brand is the conversation that happens behind my back. Now, if that's how we shift our mindset to that versus where could I put myself? Where could I be seen? It's very hard to compete there because there's so much noise. Like, have you seen the internet? It's like, to stand out, you got to be a real character. Like, really, like if you look at most real estate agents that are standing out, they're like this: hi, I'm at an open house. Nobody's here. And I really would like you to come visit. I've got snacks. And it's almost like, and then the next one, yep, I'm at a showing. Like, it's like if you're going to compete in that game, you better be a character.
Yeah.
Like, don't wear a shirt, you'll get noticed. Well, that's probably not good for girls, but thinking from a guy's perspective.
Easy for you guys.
But actually you would get noticed. But I'm just saying. And the other thing is, standing out, is that really the goal? Because standing out, I could literally run around in my underwear all over town, and that's not going to help my business, but I will stand out. See, we don't actually dissect what's happening, right?
Right.
So it's like, what do we really want? See, let's stand out. It's not really clear what that means. So when we ask a question like that, what are we really wanting? What are we really wanting? And it's so I look at it going, I want to stand out in the conversations that happen behind my back. So if we're thinking like that, so how do you stand out? Well, then all of a sudden it's a service game. It's an emotional connection game.
Yeah.
And so if you want to stand out, here's an example. Let's look at relationships in your personal life, Ashley. Mm-hmm. Who stands out as someone that gets you?
Yes. Yeah.
Who would that be?
Friends, family, significant others.
So usually there's just a handful of people that really get you.
Yeah.
And once you're in that place, it's hard to ever lose that person. That person probably couldn't do much to shake the relationship. They could probably step on your toe. They could probably call you a name, but at the end of the day, they get you, and most issues could be worked out. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
So why don't we stand out in the ability to do relationships? And that's where you're going to grow one client. And if you can get them, you're in for life. See, instead we're like, oh, take a look at my car. Hey, look at my leopard skin or my zebra print or I hold my cat. I'm the cowboy hat guy. Those are forgettable because there's no emotional connection.
Yeah.
But this is actually the from within stuff. Because if you actually think about it, you want the client for the rest of your life. By the way, that's not taught anywhere. It's all about prospecting, finding clients, and they don't teach you how to build systems. That's why burnout is rampant. And you just grind it out, chase. Oh shit, I've got 10 listings. Shit, I got 10 buyers. Oh no, overwhelmed. And then people think they're disorganized. Yeah. But they're not. They just have too many things on their plate. It's not disorganized. Like I need to organize. No. You literally have a restaurant running. You're literally cooking, serving, and cleaning and doing all the jobs as a business. And they're like, I need to be more systemized. I need to be more organized. So how do you stand out? I like to go to the emotional connection side, and I break it down a little bit because emotional connection can just be whatever that means. But it's people that if you can get into the world of really being thoughtful and understanding how to really understand people, which is like asking questions about their life, finding ways to, like I try to find a gift in my conversation the moment I meet someone. It's kind of a hack. If I can find the gift, like if I was to do this with you, Ashley, let's do the game here. I'll say, okay, so where are you from? Alaska. Cool. What are you doing there? Like Ashley, what do you do for fun? Let's just play around here. What do you do for fun?
Travel.
Where do you want to go? Where's your dream place?
Oh gosh, there's a list. Greece is a big one.
Greece. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. Yeah, I do. So what is it about travel? Like, what is it? Like, I love traveling too. Love it.
Yeah. Just the way you feel, seeing new places, meeting new people, experiencing new things.
That's cool. So Greece, how long's that been one of your things?
A couple of years now.
So do you like Google it, look at it?
Yes. Yeah. Check it out.
So so what we're doing here is connection. So if you think about it, I'm looking to figure out how I can give you a gift that triggers the emotional connection. Okay. Not let's just give you a gift basket. Like how do I stand out is I'll take the time to truly understand who you are. So let's just play around for a second. I don't know enough about you, but if I spend a little bit more time, I could probably find out if there was a restaurant you dream of going. Like I could probably just, me and you talking to you at Greece, your energy changed physically. And so I'm actually getting to the place where you're opening up. So it's not a technique. I'm finding a way to connect. Not like, let's find similar things together. No, I'm literally thinking. So the hack is try to find a gift. And if I'm hunting for a gift, I'm going to ask a lot of questions because I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. So let's say I went and got a canvas made, right? And it's a picture of Greece. But if I dug a little bit farther, I could probably find out in Greece what you want to see. Mm-hmm. Is there something that you wish you could see?
Santorini.
Boom. So you've already given me. Now we're playing ball. Now I need to find something in that. I send you a canvas, right? Mm-hmm. And just saying, keep dreaming. It's coming soon, or something inspirational. If I talk to you enough about it, like this is what life's about. This is what, don't forget, burnout sucks. This is what life's about. Or if I did something and I just said, thanks for being on the show and I sent it to you, what would happen?
I would never forget you.
You just got it. So you asked me, how do I stand out? That's how.
Okay.
If you can do that over and over and over again, one person at a time, go a little deeper, get the emotional connection, understand what makes them tick. F the houses, do you want a 2-car garage or do you want a single? Who gives a shit? No one's going to stick with you. They're going to just use you as a service. But as soon as you get to he gets me, it's game over, because I could probably make mistakes. I don't have to perform. I'm just going to be myself. It's way more natural. And that's the other side. If you have those relationships, you don't burn out.
No, it's very true. And that's the goal, right? Friends at the end of it.
Yeah, like having a connection. Like the biggest hole is, like you even said, the follow-up. It costs you follow-up and all that. We could talk systems to fix that. But today it's like more about burnout. So you think about it, it's like this is the hack. So people, you don't have to touch them 50,000 times a year. Like if you listen to some old school real estate training, it's like, well, if you want to be remembered, you got to keep sending them stupid shit in the mail. You got to do a CMA every single time. Like no one, like I remember door knocking one time and a lady's like, there's this one real estate agent. He sent me a full pricing of my home for the last 15 years.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not selling. I don't even know what he's doing. But in his mind, he's like, doing my job, got my systems. And maybe it works for him, but it's not based on connection.
True. Yeah, very true.
And I think nowadays we're desperate for connection. It's in this world of bullshit social media and fake everything. You know what I mean? And everyone's got something to say. It's like, it's more lonely today, I think, than it's ever been. Like real connections are, but what's so cool is that's where we got to lean into is make real connections.
Yeah. And there are people just like you said, craving that connection.
So yeah. And if that's true, how good does that feel to run a business that's helping people not feel lonely?
Yeah.
Like now we're adding meaning to our business. Now we wake up in the morning, we're not selling houses anymore. The houses are the side effect to building these relationships.
Right.
And guess what? Everybody talks about you. Everybody. Like if I send you a gift like that, you would tell everyone. And guess what would be so crazy? You'd be like, if someone goes, hey, you should, is there a podcast to listen to? There's one. You can't listen to anything. This is the guy. Or do you need a coach? You got to talk to Ben. And you've never coached with me, but you'd refer me. That's what's insane about connection.
Right.
And we're trying to tactically figure it out, but I'm like, just connect. But I have to really break it down long version, because when I say connect, people don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And the best way is like, if you get me, oh, that's connection. Like, oh yeah, we connected on like, on the sport we play. Well, no, like that's something in common. Connection is like, you get me.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I accept you with your quirks. Like that's the people that get me, right?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Sure. For
So yeah, so that's the answer.
Helpful. That's very helpful.
Yeah, I'm glad that you got that. It's kind of like, this is what's missing in most training. Like I had a lady ask me, she's about brokerages once, and they're like, some people left the brokerage. Why do they leave? I said, you're trying to solve why they leave by practical brokerage issues, when really they have a lack of, they have a mentality that something's missing, and that's usually in their heart. So they keep changing brokerages. I said, it's not your fault. It's a psychology issue is why they change brokerages. It's not I'm not getting this or I'm not getting that. And because people aren't happy on the inside. So I think if brokerages would invest time into the psychology and understanding how to build relationships, understand like all of that stuff, I think they would be able to keep their agents. But a lot of times they're performing like, we've got lots of training. I'm like, that doesn't make me stay.
Yeah.
It's like you decided, you even said it. You're like, yeah, family. It feels more like a family there. It's like that connection is the key, right?
For sure. No, people have got your back, and you've got people you can count on.
Yeah, for sure. So where do you see yourself? What do you want 10 years down the way? What do you want? You got 10 years. What do you want?
10 years. Definitely more travel.
Yeah. To Greece.
Greece.
Yeah.
More investment properties for passive income. And more helping people with that as well. That was my main goal, was to help people make money with real estate.
Very cool.
The dream house is cool, but it's awesome to add those homes to your portfolio to help with retirement. And
yeah, there's nothing like just owning property with the plan of keeping it for 30 years. Like it's legitimately one of the best retirement plans ever. Buy a property, pay it off. Yeah, like I think about that, and I think about people that I know that had one or two properties and they had really shitty tenants, and they just said, F this, I'm not doing it. And I'm thinking that was 30, 40 years ago. And I'm like, if they just kept those two properties, just two, they'd be seriously millionaire. But guess what they have? 60 grand in RSPs. You know what I mean? Or 100 grand in RSPs. It's like, but I think we complicate it too much. If we just own one, keep it forever. It's almost, that's the flawless real estate investing plan. Just keep most people are happy with everything.
You're gonna get the tenants that aren't as good, but
that's part of the game.
Part of the game, yeah.
Totally.
Not everyone's like that, so
most of them aren't. Most of them aren't.
True. Yeah, we've had great experiences, so yeah.
So if you were to say, you have the platform, you've got a few minutes here, the show is yours. I don't care what it is. There's something in everyone's heart that is wanting to share. It doesn't have to be anything you want. Is there anything else you wanted to say on the show? Anything that you wanted to talk about?
I think I would just say that it's hard and you're going to go through peaks and valleys, but it's worth it if you just keep going. It outweighs the negative side. And everything, you can figure everything out. Surround yourself with good people and people that have your back. And if you truly love it and truly enjoy it, it's going to be hard, but it's worth it. It's so worth it.
That's awesome. I love that advice, Ashley. It's going to be hard. And I think that's what we need to have, spread the word. It's hard. It's not hey, I'll make 5-10 grand real quick. Nope.
HGTV did not do.
What did you say?
HGTV did not help anyone.
It does not help anyone. It's like,
no.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. I work with newer agents sometimes and they're like, it's just not working. I'm like, have you talked to about 400 people in the last 90 days? No. Yeah. So probably it's not going to work very well then. Like at the end of the day, it's probably the hardest business to start. Like I've never seen nothing like it. I've coached in energy companies, videographers. I've coached lots of different businesses and real estate's the hardest.
Really?
It's the hardest business because think about how long the sales process is, right? So if you're selling, let's just say a pen, I just got to convince you to buy the pen and we're done. But a house is like, I got to convince you to even consider me setting up a search. Then we've got to go in and search 10 or 15 properties. They still haven't chosen me yet. Now we finally write an offer and it's like, oh, that one didn't work. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go again. And they're like, you know what? Let's just wait. It's Christmas time. Let's take it off the market. Let's wait till spring. Okay, haven't made $1. And you've got this whole process. And it's like, it's the craziest business I've ever seen because the sales process can be 2 to 3 years. Then you've got to keep adding more people and still maintaining the guy that's 2 years down the way, or you lose him and all your effort.
Right.
And it's like, that's just the start. Now you got to market homes. You got to show homes. You got to run an office, let alone bookkeeping and taxes. And I've never seen nothing like it. And I think that people take it as a grinder's business, but it's not. It is a business owner. You got to put in systems down there. That's why I'm trying to help people because I love the fact you're like, it's hard. It's a hard freaking business. I love that so much. And people really need to know that, right?
Yeah. But so worth it. So worth it.
So worth it. So what's the good side? Let's finish on a good note. Why do you love the business? And what's the good side of real estate?
Brings a lot of wonderful people into your life, whether it be clients, other agents, and just getting to the goal of the client is very rewarding with what they're trying to accomplish. And you've got your own schedule. You can make your own hours to an extent. Still have some flexibility there, and there's no cap on income.
That's the fun part.
There are a lot more positives for sure than negatives.
You just take all those negatives to get the chance of hitting it out of the park where you can make hundreds of thousands. And this business is the best business in the world if we do it right.
Right.
Honestly, I really believe there's nothing like a business that you can make $5 or $6 grand on a sale. But if you get some systems and some boundaries and understand burnout and all these things, it really is a powerful business. I am with you.
No, completely agree.
Ashley, it's been so great. I now know you. I always think these, I like, why the heck am I doing this is because I get to meet someone, we get to connect, and it's so cool. Now we know each other, and I play a very, very long game. So guess what? We'll probably see each other in passing on social. We'll see us connected, and we always now know each other. I'm a one person at a time, build a relationship, and just go real long. And I think that's cool. So today's our first meeting, and I'm so glad I get to meet you. And until next time is what I always say.
Thank you, Ben. Me too. No, this is awesome. And I'm very grateful for you and the work that you're putting out in the world. You're helping a lot of people.
Thanks,
I'm
Ashley.
very grateful for that and for your time today.
Love it. Love that you're here. And I can't wait to package this into a nice show where it's going to be your individual one. You'll be able to share it. And that's the cool thing. Anyways, we'll wrap it up, and I'll let you jump off the show. I see Corey McEwen on deck. He's coming. So Ashley, thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Sounds good.